the mighty and resilient Merrimack River, carving through the communities of our great region. My name is Linda Lorden, proud president of Merrimack County Savings Bank, and like the river that serves as our namesake, we're a constant yet ever-changing presence. Because to us, it's bigger than banking. It's about powering communities and putting people first. It's about knowing where you came from and where you're going. That's Merrimack style. Visit us at themerrimack.com.
Welcome to a special season of 5-minute biographies on the first 10 British Prime Ministers, while we wait for season 17 of the regular show to commence. Today we bring you episode 8, William Pitt the Elder. William Pitt the Elder, also known as the first Earl of Chatham, was a towering figure in 18th century British politics, renowned for his oratory skills and strategic insight. Born on the 15th of November 1708 in Westminster, London, he was the son of Robert Pitt and Harriet Villiers, who belonged to an influential family that provided him with a strong foundation for his future political career. Pitt was educated at Eton College, where he developed a lifelong interest in classical studies and public speaking. He continued his education at Trinity College, Oxford, but did not complete his degree. Instead, he opted to embark on the Grand Tour of Europe, a traditional journey for young men of his social class. This exposure to European politics and culture further broadened his perspectives and honed his diplomatic skills. Starting in 1728, he studied law and diplomacy at Utrecht University for approximately 2 years. When his father died, his estates passed to Pitt's elder brother, Thomas. Therefore, he needed to decide upon a profession upon returning home in 1730, so he joined the army, obtaining a commission in the King's Own Regiment of Horse. Pitt entered the House of Commons in 1735 as the Member of Parliament for Old Sarum, a notorious pocket borough controlled by his family. His entry into politics coincided with a period of intense partisan rivalry, and he quickly became known for his opposition to the government of Sir Robert Walpole, the dominant political figure of the time. Pitt's fierce criticism of Walpole's policies, passionate advocacy for reform, and refusal to accept a title until 1766 earned him the nickname the Great Commoner. One of Pitt's most significant early contributions was his support for the cause of John Wilkes, a radical journalist and politician who symbolized the fight for civil liberties. Pitt's defense of Wilkes and his broader calls for parliamentary reform and greater accountability resonated with many contemporaries and helped to establish his reputation as a champion of the people's rights. In November 1754, William Pitt married Lady Hester Grenville, sister of George Grenville, thus cementing further political alliances. The union produced 5 children, one of whom also became Prime Minister, known as William Pitt the Younger. Pitt's political career reached its zenith during the 7 Years' War, which began in 1756, a global conflict that pitted Britain against France and other European powers. Appointed Secretary of State in 1757, Pitt played a crucial role in directing Britain's war efforts. His strategic vision and dynamic leadership were instrumental in securing key victories, including capturing French territories in Canada and India. These successes expanded the British Empire, enhanced Pitt's prestige, and solidified his legacy as one of Britain's greatest wartime leaders. Pitt's tenure as Secretary of State was marked by his effective collaboration with military leaders and his ability to inspire both Parliament and the public. His insistence on merit-based promotions within the military and his strategic use of Britain's naval power were pivotal in achieving success. Despite his military successes, Pitt's political career was not without challenges. His relationship with King George III was often strained, and his uncompromising stance on various issues led to conflicts with other political figures. In 1761, he resigned as Secretary of State over disagreements regarding Britain's stance towards the war, which he believed should be more aggressive. In 1766, Pitt returned to power as Lord Privy Seal, entering the House of Lords as the Earl of Chatham. His second tenure as Prime Minister was less successful than his first. Health problems and political infighting hampered his ability to govern effectively. Nevertheless, he continued to advocate for policies that he believed were in the best interests of the nation, including measures to address the American colonies' grievances. Pitt's stance towards the American colonies was one of conciliation. He opposed the harsh measures imposed by the British government, including the Stamp Act of 1765, which he argued infringed on the colonists' rights as Englishmen. His speeches in the House of Lords calling for reconciliation and mutual respect highlighted his commitment to liberty and justice. However, his efforts to bridge the gap between Britain and the colonies were ultimately unsuccessful, and tensions continued to escalate, leading to the American Revolution. Pitt's health declined in his later years, and he withdrew from active politics. He died on the 11th of May 1778 at Hayes, Kent, his country estate. His passing was mourned by many, and he was honoured with a state funeral. William Pitt the Elder was buried in Westminster Abbey, a fitting tribute to a statesman who had dedicated his life to the service of his country. Thanks for listening to 5-Minute Biographies. Please check out our other biographies at 5minutebiographies.com and on YouTube at 5minutebiographies.com/YouTube.